So this is a live recording of trades. I'm currently in a trade, and the trade concept is trade back into the range. This is the range here with some high profile, high volume, and I'll put a stop loss here into the
Order cancelled.
middle of the range. The VWAP is up here. There is some volume on the move up. The cumulative delta was trending down, now trending up again. So let's see what we're gonna come up with. There is some volume being pushed towards the VWAP, so that's definitely a reason for concern. Yep, there's volume being pushed up. I'm probably some market sellers, they're not really convincingly pushing in. Now they're coming a little bit, but the market buyers, they push it even higher. So that does not look good for a proper return or reversal at the VWAP. What kind of makes me still hope, but I'm not sure, maybe it's more a matter of hope, is the fact that there's not huge volume. The volume is declining on that way up here, and the demand index is going downwards as well. And here there is sellers are coming in, market sellers are coming in. Let's see how much volume they need to push the market further down. I entered at the edge of this range here. So the market makes quite a big turn from the VWAP. Now, let's see, that's one of those things where I'm sometimes unsure, shall I go out at my entry points, because it has been nearly 100 ticks out of that range. It got rebounds back from that next range actually. I'm still 10 ticks, 13 ticks. There's a big push, not a lot of volume, but sellers are active. Market buyers are coming in here, as you can see, but they can't really push the price up yet. But it was at this range of this border of this range where they got the sellers got rejected. But as we can see here, there's a bit of more push. There's a fight going on between sellers and buyers. Now the sellers are able to push it across that buying bulk here. If we see now an absorption of the sellers here at the border, then we might just want to go out of that trade. So the market seems to be pushing in a little bit more. Nice push inside of the range. Let me do a little Fibonacci exercise here, from here to here, and the 50% is here. Okay, and let me put that just
Order
slightly
cancelled.
above the 50%.
Order cancelled.
It's now 9 ticks in the plus. I closed that trade because it would come from the top onto that location. There's liquidity here at the 50%. I just got too nervous that it will return before that 50% here. But it's interesting, that's a Fibonacci 50% here, and this big location, a big liquidity here. So overall price action wise, it is long. Short-term price action here. Long-term price action, it's short, or it's kind of something in between. Yeah, the trade didn't really feel right anymore. Then I better close that trade. We had 9 ticks in plus, so not too bad. So I'm gonna stop recording now and gonna switch on once I see another opportunity. First trade of the day, 9 ticks plus on the Nasdaq. So looking at how the chart now developed, it was a good idea to move out of that trade here, that short trade. It was not a good idea to trade in the first place. But now, trading idea-wise, I am inclined to check out the reaction at that level here. There was a huge volume traded in the morning. And at the first retouch of that area, the market went quite 400 ticks down. So I'm setting my marker now here. That's if there's anything happening here, if the market comes here, I want to know what is actually happening there and potentially trade a new reaction towards a short into that zone here. And yeah, let's see what happens when I get my notification. I'm gonna wait for the notification and then I'm gonna react based on what's happening there. So it looks like there's a new trading opportunity arising. The market is in a range. It makes ups and downs within this area here. And I'm gonna have a look now what the market does, especially in terms of how the market goes to that upper range here. Does it push with a lot of volume, or doesn't look like it, a lot of volume? So if the market gets back in, then I'm inclined to get into the market when it's
Order placed.
the sellers are jumping in already slightly. Not a lot of volume here. Sellers are coming in. Not sure if I shall wait until the candle is actually closed. I guess I'm gonna jump in when
Order cancelled.
the negative candle with negative delta. I'm working with the 200 delta chart here. So the market wants to break out of that area here, which it did. That looks more like stop losses now. And the market goes up. Not a lot of volume. So let's see if the market can stay there. I'm inclined to trade reversal at this upper deviation of the VWAP, but I need to respect the price action as well. Price action here clearly goes into long. I went in short and gonna go short at least until the market hits the massive interest here. The range here. Sellers are in, trying to push the market down here. So the market, in my opinion, should at least go
Order cancelled.
back to that area here where has been big volume traded. This one is the level of the old high. So is that the rejection level already? Or if we trust our little Fibonacci here, is the market coming back to the 50% level, which is right below our take profit here? So the stop loss I'm gonna put
Order
right
cancelled.
above the high here, which is outside the value area. There's market buying going in, and the market is being pushed higher and higher and higher. Is that the anticipation of the news already at 6:52?
Stop filled.
So my trade has been stopped out, and now that was, if I'm not mistaken, 84 ticks in the minus. Overall for the day, I'm now minus 71 ticks. But it was a trade worthwhile taking, even though I didn't respect the price action, which was clearly long here. So does the market bounce back now
Order filled.
from the value area high, which is here? I've entered into trade and put my stop loss right at the area of the old high. Does the market have enough power to push it further out? That is the big question. The market is pushing higher. I'm now 20 ticks in the plus for that trade. But there's a lot of liquidity up there, which could be functioning as well as a blockage for the upside move. And I've got the location here, which the location was the rejection area. Where's that? Rejection area here, or where this was rejection area yesterday. It was a high volume area here, so if the market moves higher up, then it would just go straight through that. And if it does that and goes above here, and bounces back from that one. Let me try to show that one. So the trade idea is following if the market is breaching that level here, going up, bouncing back, and then being rejected and going up here, then I would set my take profit over here. But the critical point is here, does the market go up and down here, or does it get rejected, goes back here, and then goes back up? This one definitely here is an area I need to watch as a potential bounce back and rejection area. So let's see here, that's the area I definitely need to watch. Actually, looking at the chart here, the market went already back here and got bounced back. There's a lot of volume involved now, which is great. So here, as I mentioned, I want to set the take profit close to the high. The market actually went back to this area here and then got bounced back. That's what I just had looked in the 15 minutes chart. It was not really visible in the 15 minutes chart because it was within one candle here, but the market went through that old high, through this old high here, bounced back and then went up again. So here there's a lot of volume involved, a lot of upside. The market is it's not a given that the market gonna break through that level. Tries to push, sellers are coming in here now. A lot of volume here. The market goes further down. This one is now the level of there was a lot of volume here up here. I'm now inclined to go out of the trades. Stop loss is below this area here, which was a high volume area and which helped to push the market and up. Maybe the market gonna retest that area and then goes back up. Volume wise, we are at the critical area. Because if the market pushes down here at 7 o'clock in the morning, 15 minutes coming some news. I don't really like to stay in the market during those news. Buyers are coming in. Can they push through this huge volume here? Price is being pushed up, sellers are coming in. Shall I take the 15 ticks or the 10 ticks to reduce my negative profit, so to say? Or do I just take it as a trend continuation here, that the market had a little bounce back here, went straight up, little bounce back here, little bounce back. So it could be a trend continuation setup as well. If the market settles now above that area, that's 27,500, 27,050 is now slightly above. It is actually at the close to the high of the, no, not yet. Still 100 ticks away from the year's all-time high. If that one breaks above 7,163, then there's a nice chance to get some stop losses catch there. But the market seems to be taking a little break. Seems to have a lot of respect for that. Let's see if the market bounces back again from this big volume here. Makes me a little nervous is that those two candles here were accompanied by not a lot of volume. So usually that's a weak approach to the top. Put my stop loss right below the last retracer here. Right
Order
below
cancelled.
So my exposure is 45 ticks to that one. So there's now a little bit more volume coming towards the pushing over towards an outbreak. Overall, I'm 55 ticks in open for that trade and minus 18 ticks for the whole day. Getting a little nervous, to be honest, because now I'm in the plus for the day. Okay, nice. That is what I was talking about. Those are the stop losses. And we're gonna move the stop loss here to a little active management of the stop loss.
Order cancelled.
Move it here a little bit higher. Got 22 ticks. Exposure. Now, was it just stop hunting, or was there real energy involved? The buyers, market buyers are here coming in. That's very good. Market buyers are coming in, trying to push the market higher, and that is a very good sign. Can't actually push the market higher. That is the big question. There's a huge non-interest area, I would say. So I'm now 40 ticks in the plus for the day. And the market, yep, is climbing a little bit higher. I'll put my stop loss right below
Order
here.
cancelled.
So at least now I'm 52 ticks in the profit for the trade. Not much for the day though.
Order
17
cancelled.
now. I'm gonna close the call. I'm gonna close the trade. Let me check how much, because we have 7:10 now, and 7:15, if I remember right, was the publication of some more data. Let me check what the result of that trade was. So the results of the trades here, the trade statistics, that's being exported automatically after every closure of a trade from my account statistics indicator. The last trade was 114 ticks plus. The one before was minus 87 ticks, and the two before were plus 9 and plus 7 respectively. So overall for the day, for those 4 trades so far, I'm 43 ticks in the plus. And when we switch back to the markets, I went out here, didn't feel well with the trade anymore, and it's kind of doing a little back and forth. And the trade news is not 7:15, but it's 7:30. It's in about 20 minutes. I'll stay out for the market for a moment. Sure, think here, good. I could have done a bit more, some more ticks, 170. But no, I'm actually happy I got my losses back from the 87 ticks loss trade, and I'm 44 ticks, 43 ticks in the plus for the day. So now I'm gonna just keep my feet still, have a cup of tea, and then gonna see after the announcement of the news, initial jobless claims in 16 minutes, and then the services PMI and the manufacturing PMI a little later, 8:45 Chicago time. See you then later. So the market is itching lower. Those are the moments when I then think, okay, good. Shouldn't feel too bad to have stepped out of the trade here. It's going back. This candle here, this was a huge volume. Might well be that the market is just touch basing water, and especially here with the upper deviation one of the VWAP, that the market might just check it out about that volume. It checked it out here, and it might check it out now again. But I will not enter the market because of, even though they see here the market buyers are coming in, pushing the market a little bit up and further up. Oh yes, that candle might well be a positive delta candle soon. Here camp delta is at 120 out of 200 now. It's testing the value area high, which is here, exactly at that location. So I'm gonna stop recording now and gonna switch on again once I'm in a trade. Yeah, I couldn't stop myself of entering a trade here because buyers were coming in.
Order cancelled.
I put my take profit at the upper deviation 2 of the VWAP here, and I'll leave my stop loss here at 100 ticks. So the market had a lot of volume here, similar like here. Might well be that the market will test this area again. Which it does, and my stop loss is up down here. I wonder if I should put the stop loss right here or go out of the market, because market sellers are pushing the market down at the moment. Yeah, I guess my trade idea actually gets invalidated when the
Order cancelled.
market is getting lower than here.
Order cancelled.
Yep, that looks like I entered the market at
Stop
the
filled.
wrong place. That was another lost trade. And now overall in the total day, minus 35 ticks. That was a stupid trade, that's for sure. That was just a retrace of the market, then it wants to go down into the comfort zone of all this volume traded here. Sure, I need to check the market when, like we said in the 15 minutes chart here, when the market comes back to that area here, what will happen then? And if I'm gonna go into a trade by then. And that would then be more towards the lower part of that border here, around 27,000, not much before. But I'm happy I changed the stop loss of that trade right below that area here where my trade would have been invalidated, which was indeed the case. And then that could limit my exposure from the trade in terms of stop loss. So the last trade was minus 78 ticks, and overall for the day after 5 trades I'm at minus 35 ticks. The entry was not very smart, was more speculation. The exit was good. I put the stop loss in an area where my trade didn't make sense anymore. Now I'm gonna monitor closely where the market might return again. This Fibonacci here, the 50% is at the upper part of my range, of my area, which I marked in the analysis. And that's a low volume area too. And the market might get rejected in this area here. So I'll be very cautious if the market really returns here, hopefully after 7:30 and after 5 minutes when the numbers are announced of the initial jobless claims. Even though the market might make now another positive candle, delta candle, but I'm not inclined to jump into that market as of now because it didn't reach the 50% yet, and this high volume area here might well function as an rejection area, but it wasn't there yet. So it might just be a little trend continuation, like this candle here was just a trend continuation. This might as well be, it's just a trend continuation. And the demand index doesn't show me that the markets doesn't want to go lower. There are buyers coming in and pushing the market a little higher, but I'm not convinced yet. Because the market turns on an area which can turn any point in time, but it doesn't turn on an area where I'm convinced it should turn. It should turn a little bit more deeper, should turn at least like 80 ticks more towards the south. Looking at the 15 minutes chart here on the top right, and we see it didn't reach that location yet, so I'm not motivated to go into that trade just yet. If any trade, then it would be a long trade. Let me change my setup here. Yep, so if it's a trade, it should be a long trade, and as you can see here, my stop loss for sure need to be underneath this area, hopefully actually underneath the VWAP, which would be an entry level around the middle of this range. Initial jobless claims are due in about 1 minute, half a minute, so let's see what the impact of that one gonna be. Just out for the fun, I just leave the recording running. Let's see if they have any impact at all. Now we see that we don't see anything. Initial jobless claims were at 214, which is more than the forecast, and continuous jobless claims as well, a little more than the forecast, but it looks like the reaction of the market has been very limited. Maybe it's still coming, but this one is huge volume here, huge volume candle, so that one is marking now in green. That's the delta of that candle. And I'm gonna watch closely what happens when the market reaches that area again. So if that candle now finishes in the green, and I'm really inclined to
Order
step
filled.
into that one. My stop loss is right below that huge volume candle, and I'm in a long trade now, where my stop loss is at the daily high. Market buyers are jumping in now, market sellers. Now let's see how that one gonna develop. My stop loss is right underneath the last rotation. Looking at the 15 minutes chart, yes, the entry might have been a little early. My stop loss is right at the last tick of that candle. So let's see what happens. Let's see what the market can give us today. So that could have been a little trend continuation here. With that little frontier coming down. Definitely volume is coming with it. At least in this section here. There's some trading interest. We're on the edge of the volume area high. Now massive sellers popping in, trying to push the market further down. Below this high volume area here, my trade idea gonna be invalid, so I put my stop loss right below it. Cumulative delta wise, it is sinking. So it looks like the market wants to go further down. Or at least checking out what happened here with this high volume. So if that, it wouldn't be unusual if the market would push the price down underneath this high volume area here to grab all those stop losses. That would not be unusual. The second entry I'm gonna try then is if the market enters this area, as my initial trade idea was, enters this area and then bounces back from that. But my current trade idea is leaning more towards a bounce back of the market from this area, which is marked green here. That's the value area of that candle, which was like a huge candle. And looking at the area, the last huge candle we had here, that was here in that area as well. So there were two huge candles in this area here, and from both of them, the market bounced up here. So let's see what the market does now. The market goes further down through that area of higher trading interest. This area here, my stop loss is right underneath of it. Let's see, maybe the market wants to just trade through this 100-tick area. But quite probable that the market just wants to go trade down back into that area here. It's a game of patience, that is for sure. There's been huge volume added at the ES market at 7,152, 2K contracts in the ES. The other levels around is like 40, 20, and that's levels like 2,000. That could be working as an support to push the price a little higher, because it's highly unlikely that this is real liquidity. Cumulative volume delta is getting higher. market buyers are jumping in, as you can see here. They're putting up a little pressure and they're able to push the price up. That's what I want to see actually. It's here the market buyers are coming in, the limit sellers are bringing food for them, and then the price goes up. But now the market sellers jump in again, and you see they push the price further down here. Now the market buyers are jumping in, and what I want to see market buyers here and the price being pushed up there, or sellers are jumping in, but the price doesn't fall too much, which happened now here. The sellers are in. Now they say, oh yeah, they have big market volume coming in. But for that amount of volume, they did not really push it down too much. Now the liquidity on the ES side had been taken away, the 2K of liquidity. Let's see what the market does. Does it realize that this was fake and now let's go into a different direction, or that's going to be interesting now. I'll stay in the trade for the moment. Even more that because this low here is a bit higher than that one here. So that's just some takes, but we're all looking for confirmations, right?
Stop filled.
Oops, now my stop got filled. That's like, look at this market, the random stuff, what happens in the market. It's now 746, whatever happened. Whoever tweeted or did something, I don't know, but that's the benefit of having a stop loss in place. So actually you're safe. Market went 263 ticks further down. $7.46, a very unusual time. I'm still inclined to take a long. Market goes back into this high volume area here. So if the market goes back here down to that area, then I'm inclined to take another trade into that area, or if it gets really rejected from that area. It would be trading at a pork, which I'm not really a fan of. We are at the 27,000s mark. I'll put that location away here. Just makes too much noise. I want to see the market settling above that area here first, ideally above this one here. So we have a change of structure because currently it's like a price action wise it's short, but that one here gives me hope that the market actually bounced back from the VWAP and tries to find now newer highs. Buyers here are getting absorbed.
Order filled.
I went in now here, also short a retracement here. Stop loss is at the VWAP. And the market has a lot of push. A lot of volume coming in on the buyer side. It is still a critical area. The market might just, like here, I'm a bit nervous because the two candles outside of that range. At those two candles, they are low volume candles, so it is not a very comfortable area. Usually the market then climbs back into the range because those were just stop losses. Let's see. If the market can grasp some market buyers outside of that range, that would be awesome. If not, then we might just jump out of that trade. Buyers are coming in moderate rates, but So if the sellers are being absorbed now here, that's the border of that range, of that high volume trading range here. If the sellers are getting absorbed here, then I'm in good hope that the market wants to go really out of that range. If not, we have our stop loss here and we go after the trade. And we might employ our initial idea, which was like waiting until the market goes down here and then getting back in, because overall market is more on the long side. So let's see what's happening here. Buyers are jumping in down here. As you can see here, I put the Fibonacci retracement here. That was from the high to the low here, and we actually are at this 50%, and I didn't notice that one before. That is retracing at exactly the 50%. Sellers are jumping in, can push the market down. They should get absorbed now. If my trade idea should be right, so getting absorbed here at that border of that high volume range here. I want to see them being absorbed and then buyers jumping in and pushing the price higher. Not happening so far. It's more that the buyers are getting absorbed here. So buyers are coming in and they push the price higher. That's what I want to see. Push the price higher. Limit sell orders from above come. So there's interest at the north of the price, and buyers are pushing the price a little bit higher. That is good. As well as the ES market is sliding a little higher. This is the area here which the price needs to pass. Then it remains in its long price action. If you look here, up, down, and now if it goes lower than here, that's not good. It is now outside the range, that high liquidity range. So, go on, buyers. Do what you can do best. Buy, buy, buy. Cumulative delta down here is on the upswing. The market is tasting higher areas. Cum delta keeps increasing. Now the big question is if the market just went there to grab liquidity there and return even deeper. There's a low liquidity area here, which is exactly here, and that's sometimes areas which are rejected by the market. So this keeps being critical here. 30 ticks in the plus, and we want more because we are minus 100 overall at the moment in. There are some sellers, but look at those buyers here, they are pushing. But they're being absorbed as well. So the market got those stop losses now. Let's see if that one actually was just a hunt of stop losses or real interest to go higher. There is additional liquidity building up above the price. We are at this area here of low interest. Here, this area. We need to jump over that one. And then we come into the area of this high volume of that candle. And the hope we have is that this one doesn't work as a rejection area. Market is slowly climbing up. From a target for my trade, I would consider either this low volume area here or even the daily high. Now let's check the
Order cancelled.
daily area high. The daily high, the extreme of today. That was coming from scroll a little. That was opening, and then the market slided down. Here the market slided down heavily. Swift the market, and then it slided down again. So looking at the critical areas here where there's huge volume. Here we're at big volume, here we're at big volume. So this area here is a high volume area. So if we approach that area now with high volume again, it might well be that the market is pushing up here and there should be tons of liquidity above this area here. Should be tons of liquidity. I think the market tried to push up here already, but yeah, there was not much to take. For those people selling here, I guess they put the liquidity actually above the daily high. So it is not too bad to put it above the daily high. So where are we now here? So if we consider our little Fibonacci friend here, so that's now the mass that the market is holding here. Should not go deeper. At least not go deeper than
Order cancelled.
down here. I'll put my stop loss below the 50%. The 50% is the move from here to up here. Could put it right here underneath, but usually there's a reaction at 50% or short before. So I put it underneath the last rotation, which is now at 74 ticks. If that one is being catched, that would most probably be my last trade of the day. And we are entering the time of the Americans. So looking at the 15 minutes chart here, the market here, that area here, which we said before, that one, if that finds a rebound here, that would be awesome. Then that would be like moving up here. Patience. At least there's high volume coming in here. The move up is coming with volume. It's not just a low volume game. Here now we are in this area here of this candle, which was huge volume before, and with huge volume here. So this area here means there's trading interest. It's great, but it could be as well that the market is getting nervous. Look here, this is the high volume area, and the market tries to push in there. That's one of these situations where the market is used to be support here, and then it might be rejection when it comes up again. So I'll just put myself on mute and let the market play out here a little.
Stop filled.
That's one of those issues. Those sudden moves of the market. Now I got stopped out again. Overall for the day, I'm minus 209 ticks. The last trade was, let me check that. The last trade was minus 74 ticks. I chose to put the stop loss right here when my trade ideas would be not valid anymore, and I'm happy I did. Partially happy I did if I look at the retracement, at the recovery of the market now, then yeah, but that's okay.
Order filled.
I'm back in the trade, and the reason being that market went got rejected from the VWAP, and it went with quite some volume here away from the VWAP, and now here I see that the buyers were absorbed heavily. My stop loss is inside that high volume area. Yeah, entering a trade so short before the American Open might not be a very good idea. I'm adopting my take profit again towards the high of the day, which coincides
Order
with
cancelled.
the upper deviation of the VWAP. Huge absorption of buyers going on here. But buyers are lifting the offer. If you see here, there's a constant push of market buyers. So that is good. And there's a constant liquidity providing by the limit sellers above the price. That is good. Now changed again to domains of market sellers in a similar size. Buyers are being absorbed here heavily. I'm tempted to close my trade here. but I want to see if the market goes towards the POC, meaning through this lower volume here, or going back into this area again. That's the high volume area here. That's where the POC is. My stop loss is at 100 ticks. The market is pushing down beyond the POC and keeps pushing down.
Stop filled.
And that was my stop loss, minus 100 ticks. I'm now at minus 309 ticks, so now I need to think if I gonna call it a day. At least what I for sure want to do is I gonna make a break. I just realized that I did not switch on the recording for the biggest trade I made today, which ended up bringing me to 276 ticks in the plus for the overall day. I entered the trades above the VWAP and added a second contract, so it was 2 contracts right fairly soon after, and then the markets moved up towards my stop loss, which I set at the old daily high. The market now retraced back to that location here, which is roughly about the same as the world value area high. We might want to take advantage of that one, that it got rejected and now goes with some volume upwards. But I'm not sure if I can take credit of that trade too much. If I look at the entries which I took here, which was here and here, because the okay, yeah, I was building or building a higher high and then a higher low. Okay, it was validated, yeah, right. Okay, and we broke over the VWAP and then I entered, and then there was another rotation. Then because that one came with quite some volume here, and then they entered another one, and then the markets went smooth up. Here it went, actually I was lucky, very lucky here. I moved my stop loss here right at that moment. The market just dropped in half a second down here, but it didn't allow me to change my stop loss anymore, so that stop loss didn't get hit, and then the market tracked higher and higher. Now, so having said that, I'm not sure if I can take full credit of the whole situation, of the whole trade. because it's, yeah, was luck involved as well. Now I wonder if that market here gonna change up, gonna change to the upside again. I believe so. And that one closes and it's a dominant candle. But it's not with extreme confidence. Looks more, it's like a blockade here. Up here, it doesn't come higher than this one. So it looks more like, okay, let's go back, maybe to the VWAP here, to the VWAP deviation. That is a low volume candle here. That wasn't a lot of confidence. So if that one goes up with confidence, then I'm inclined to enter, but only above this one here. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Cumulative delta as well goes more southwards. Doesn't convince me of a healthy price action. The only time I would enter the trade again at the moment would be if the market touches this area here. This was a very high candle and that one got its first rejection here, and then let's see, the market might wanna push it further down here or even here to the VWAP. So let's see what happens then when the market goes down there, because the reaction here was quite dramatic, like 137 ticks. Oh, look at this selling here, but it didn't really push the price a lot down. There's a lot of selling going on, but the price doesn't really move so much down. Might well be that this is the end of the move then. Look at that here, that absorption happening here. Why didn't I go in yet? Because it still could go further down to that level. I wait until it reaches that level. And here there was a short little area the market got pushed back up. It's really bounced back here and on the VWAP. So I'm not seeing the change in character yet. Yep, and the market pushes further down. Yeah. Okay, no. So let's see what happens here when the market goes into that area. But even then, I want the markets to break above that one here, because otherwise it's not a change of character. Here, look at this huge selling into this area. Okie dokie, market wants to test that area. Okay.
Order filled.
And I'll go into the trades, even though I might risk
Order cancelled.
a stupid trade if the markets if that was only a trend reversal. Market is edging down. No, I don't see.
Stop filled.
Yeah, that was my stop loss. I should have listened to myself.
Order filled.
Market goes even further down, so I'm gonna go into
Order
a short.
cancelled.
So my hope now is to bounce back from the VWAP and go further down. Just for the sake of my peace of mind, I'm setting it as
Order cancelled.
break even now.
Stop filled.
Yeah, and my break even got filled. Do I try to find a second entry? Not convinced yet.
Order filled.
That was too late. Too late, too late, too late, too late.
Order cancelled. Stop filled.
Yeah, that was stupid. So I got my first trade idea was correct, going with a short in here. But I went out with break even, and then I entered again, but it was too late. So I entered again when the move was already over, and it was not a real, it was not a real trade. It was just playing with the market. So overall, this one, the market seems to be long again. Or it bounces back from that's where we had this little huge volume here.
Order filled.
But indication is that the market is more of a long. So I am now in another trade. My stop loss is right underneath the VWAP. And my take profit gonna be
Order
at the
cancelled.
same place like before, at the market's high from the morning, where the market then retraced back again. Not sure if I'm gonna go in that area again with a second contract. Not sure yet. Market seems to be itching down. Not what I want to see here. I want to go out of that range now. Going higher. It is an area of high trading activity, but the market structure seems to have changed. A new higher high, higher low, and now it needs to get out of that range with a lot of volume and go further towards the old high. But it looks like the market feels well. Market is being pushed down.
Stop filled.
My stop is filled, so I'm now that's at a low area of that high volume interest. So that's going.
Order filled.
Yep, I'm going in again and gonna go because it was at the lower end of that high interest volume of the high interest range here. So I went in the assumption that the market wants to trade in this area here. I'm now just out of my 200 ticks in the plus, which I'm now only 22 ticks remaining. So that proves my point that the luck which I had before was really luck. The two bigger trades there, they were pure luck. Now the market is edging against the other corner, at the higher corner of the area again. Now, don't have the breakout gonna happen now, but at least it is going there. There are sellers coming in. A disciplined trader might go out now. At least I go
Order cancelled.
break even. There are market buyers popping in at the border of the range. Is the market now edging higher and getting through that area? Let's see. At the moment it looks like it.
Order cancelled.
That low volume candle here is not convincing me that the market really wants to go out. So I'm better trying to at least save
Order
some
cancelled.
ticks.
Stop filled.
And so now that trade went in with 36 ticks plus. Now it's trading back into the range towards the VWAP. And I'm intending to trade that range again. But the market needs to go a little bit further down, lower than the VWAP. Yep, the market goes down towards the edge. That's what I want to see. Not a lot of volume here. Okie dokie. And no, the market is not at its end yet. Still want to go down.
Order filled.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back in now. It's a bit of risk of a risky entry. I speculated off the that the market doesn't go further down than this low here. And if it does, I try a second entry, and the exit of the markets is at the top
Order cancelled.
of the range here. Now the market went further down. Sellers are being absorbed. That is good. It's a high risk stake here at that level. The market was stopping at the border here. I was tempted to put in a second contract. Might have helped my case. But yeah. I want to go at the edge here of that range
Order filled.
that was here. So I'm still 146 ticks in profit for today. I traded through that range here now, which market seems to be liking to trade through. I'm gonna wait now until the market's gonna reach the other edge anymore. Again, here with a huge volume, quite likely the market pushes back down here and then retraces again. Market buyers are coming in at the middle of the range. That is usually a sign of a reversal and the breakout to the opposite, but not a given. So let's see at how much volume we're gonna get out of that range if the market wants to go out of that range. Seems to feel well. There's volume coming in here. That's good. It's pushing by the market buyers. Very good. We want to see a push outside. In my humble opinion, that might happen soon. Another test of patience. maybe the market really wants to go down here again. The range is 160 ticks wide. I'm inclined to more trade long inside that range. Once it touches this area here, I'm inclined to go long. Didn't touch it yet, so my patience. So either market pushes down here and then reverses and goes back and then I'm in, or if a breakout to the upside happens here. So huge selling going on here. Before the selling isn't stopped, so I will not enter. Oh, look at this push here. Look at that push. But the price is not here. All those being absorbed. Buyers are jumping in when that candle closes. I'm inclined to go in.
Order filled.
Exactly. And the finish of my trade would be
Order cancelled.
somewhere here, 80 ticks. And the stop loss would be here underneath that. Yeah,
Order
100
cancelled.
ticks is all right. Another high volume candle here. And the market is pushing up. And the market buyers are doing their utmost here. Market buyers are in, but they're getting absorbed. Can't really push the price high. Lots of market interest in that area. Huge selling going on here. But the sellers got absorbed here. Now the buyers get absorbed here. Buyers are able to push it further up. This area is now very highly interesting. It's at 80 ticks area, so not too small. So that was the closure of my trade. Now I'm now overall again 226 ticks in the plus. I don't speculate of a breakout here again like before. I just check what happens with the market. It's a big area, it's a big range. Market well might go back in 162 ticks. Market sellers are pushing the price into the range. So it's not a given that it is a breakout. So I'm happy I went out here at the border of the range and called that trade a profit of roughly 70-80 ticks. Now let's see what happens here. Market seems to want to break out. But it's not a lot of volume here. Not a lot of volume to go out with. This here's the range. Not sure why it's beeping all the time. Let me check if there is something from here. This little friend is still that was the opening range. Now we're at the upper edge of the opening range again. Oh la la. Okie dokie, and we seem to be pushing out there, but not yet. That was the opening range here of the American session. Here the opening range. Here's the lower edge. So the market went into that opening range again. There is a lot going on. Those two candles outside here, there are not a lot of volume. I'm not confident that there's gonna be the big push outside. Only if one of the next candles is a candle with a positive delta and dominant and pushing out. Those two candles here, I could have speculated of a breakout, but there was not a lot of volume here. That was just stop loss fishing exercise. Now the market goes back in. And let's see what happens down here. I don't trust the VWAP here inside this range. No. What I might trust though is this little candle here, which was huge volume. And we are now testing that again. But I rather want to have the market tested this area here again. This area, but from this big volume candle. That's a nice move. That's a move with a lot of confidence. That would qualify for a good breakout. My suspicion is it's gonna test this part here again, this huge volume where it broke up and broke away from. That's a nice absorption, so I'm inclined to enter the trade in case.
Order filled.
Yep, it goes up there again. That was a nice absorption here happening. The market didn't want the price to come back in. Now retesting that area, that's okay, that's fine. As long as it returns again. And now the VWAP is the next test.
Order cancelled.
I'm gonna put my stop loss right below here, below that high volume candle. If buyers are not jumping in here, then I'm gonna closing the trade because I'm now 40 ticks in the plus. Yeah, buyers are jumping in, very good. That's what I wanted to see. And I'm actually going with my trade a little bit
Order
into
cancelled.
the plus. Plus 1 tick. I still have a second entry if that one won't work out. Up and down and up and down, jeez. I might just close the trade by myself.
Stop filled.
Yeah, that was not a thing. But the second entry would be if it's now bouncing back from that high volume area, then I would risk a second entry.
Order filled.
Yes, I do, even though it's like a little change of character as like a lower low. But I'll put my
Order cancelled.
stop loss very tight. Buyers are jumping in. Stop loss 74 ticks. There's volume involved in the move up. The last two candles, which were down here, there were not a lot of volume, which kind of convinces me that it's not really a change of character. So the market, why not going a little higher? It's playing its games again at the VWAP deviation. Buyers are here. Market buyers are now better. Yep, pushing it up, but not getting it quite as high as I wish. A lot of limit orders here. Look at these. Yep. How about I go myself
Order
and
cancelled.
break even because it's yep, that worked out well so far. The market comes back again, then I'm out of that one here. It's at the value area high of the ES as well.
Stop filled.
Again. Now the market got what it wanted. Back to this area here. Probably wants to go down lower to catch all these stop losses. And then goes back up. Testing this area here again. Okay. Then what you're gonna do from here? Push it in, okay. That happens when you're getting too greedy. I could have had like here 50 ticks now. Here 70 ticks. So now I will
Order filled.
yep, let's go out with some volume. You got what you wanted, got some liquidity, it's okay lah. No, not okay yet. or what? It's kind of unstable. It's good volume, but
Order
oh,
cancelled.
gonna go out of that one. That's not good. Had good volume outside, but nope, didn't convince me. Probably gonna want to go down here again. That was not a good stop loss hunting. And going underneath this high volume candle here, where, yeah, probably quite some stop losses are located, or even pushing it further down lower than the VWAP. So the range here was like this. Somebody wants that one to be down. Yep. Almost tons of absorption going on.
Order filled.
And now I went in. After that, retracement here, and I'm gonna put my stop loss
Order
right
cancelled.
here. And oh, that's the end of the range again. Will the market push down? Ah, that's not what I intended. But obviously I can hope. Okay, let's
Order
just go
cancelled.
break even and then we see. So again, one of those getting greedy things. I could go out now, 60 ticks in the plus, 200 ticks for the day. Or there could be more.
Order cancelled.
Going out at a VWAP deviation might be a good thing. Buyers are jumping in. Buyers are very active. No.
Order filled.
And my order is filled. My take profit is taken at the VWAP deviation 1. Now we are at the 365 ticks plus for the whole day. Let me check out the overall results and the trades. So lucky I went out here. It's just again doing its business around the VWAP deviation. Here I traded the bounce back from this high volume node where there was a lot of the trade activity happening. Market got pushed down, and then I went in after that change of delta and kept in until the VWAP deviation. Okay, let's check the overall day. So now don't save. Let's see. Trade statistics. I have the right one. Okay, those are the trade statistics, and those here are my trades of today. Ooh, so many trades of today here. And I had 22 trades plus 365 ticks, all kinds of trades and stop losses. And good news is I never had more than 100 tick stop loss. I always kept my target of a stop loss. And last trade was 131 ticks plus. And yeah. So I call it a day today. 365 ticks plus, one of my better days. And yep, gonna make a review of all those trades, but that's gonna be a separate video. Wish you now, let's see what the market does here. It's came up over the VWAP and pushed back to the VWAP deviation. So big question is, does the market recover and does the market go over it here? There's a certain likelihood. Price action is on this side. Now the market pushes down the VWAP deviation again. So, yep. Okay, I'm not trading anymore, even though it looks tempting. It's been great fun, ups and downs. Gonna be doing analysis, and there's gonna be a separate video on the trading results of today. I wish you a wonderful remaining day and see you down at the trading floor.